こんばんは、バイオコアラです。シンキングシティ、自己防衛、前編になります。やっていきたいと思います。ヨハネスが死んだ。
Repeat the verse after me. Gnaya ilya ogun gluiastor fatharanek ungibunma. As our material existence is not life, so our material destruction is not death. Your humble servant, Theurgy of Math. Le Philosophe Inconu, selection of maxims and aphorisms. Pierre de Lalande, repercussions and reflections. Monade possesses the ultimate power of transforming the world. Thus, being added to an odd number, it turns into an even, and added to an even makes it odd. For this world is nothing more than just a play of lights and shadows, dwarfed to insignificance in the endless corridor of angles yielded by mirrors that reflect each other.
Wear this. Kill Vanderberg, and your sweet new wife won't get hurt.
It appears someone tried to help him, but all in vain. 3 shots to the gut, 1 through the heart. Quick death. The bloodstains are still wet. This phone was used recently.
Step right in, my friend. Let me welcome you in this humble abode of mine. Can't you see we are having a seance? What are you— Ah!
Police? Mr. Vanderberg has been shot! Please send help!
Okay, let's see what actually happened here.
Step right in, my friend. Let me welcome you in this humble abode. Can't you see we are
Police? Mr. Vanderberg has been shot! Please send—
Johannes Vanderberg was with a guest when the killer arrived and shot him. His visitor survived and used the phone to call the police.
Stop right there. Put your hands up and don't try anything stupid.
What? Why?
You're under arrest for the murder of Johannes Vanderberg.
I didn't kill him.
We have clear evidence against you and an eyewitness report. Take him in.
Rise and shine, Detective Reed. Hope you've enjoyed your stay.
Weren't you the man giving orders back at the Carpenter Manor? To what do I owe the pleasure?
You have an excellent memory, Reed. The name's Frank. Regardless, I'm here for you. Mr. Carpenter has put up your bail.
I must confess I'm, pleasantly surprised. That seems helping Mr. Carpenter was a good choice after all.
Well, you helped Mr. Carpenter, and now he returned the favor. The Carpenter family always pays its debts.
That's generous of Mr. Carpenter, but tell me, how did he know I was here?
The Carpenter family has a long and proud history of supporting the Oakmont Police Department. Let's just say they keep us in the loop.
I didn't kill anyone. Do you have any idea what's going on?
Of course you didn't do it, Mr. Reed. The witness must be mistaken.
No, seriously. I'm innocent.
Okay, sir. Mr. Carpenter wishes to see you. I suggest you take up the matter with him yourself.
Fine. Thank you.
You better start brown-nosing Carpenter. If it were up to me, we'd have already thrown away the key.
Sir, I didn't do a thing.
Oh, really, newcomer? Shall I read your record aloud?
Go ahead. I'm a good citizen.
A good citizen with a shotgun. People like you are best kept in jail, if not the asylum.
Does the record mention I'm a former asylum patient? Perhaps it's best to, tread lightly.
Former patient being the regrettable fact here.
You would do well to hold your tongue. I have seen things you wouldn't wish on your worst enemies. Electrocution, mutilation, drowning.
Sounds like they left things unfinished with you. If it'd help, I'll happily give you a dose of the electric chair.
You're not so good with people, are you, officer?
Men like you are why this city is a mess. You blow off locks and break into houses to ransack them. You stroll the streets with a loaded gun, firing at innocent passers-by. And don't you dare deny it.
When you put it like that, I can see how I may have made some errors in judgment. Forgive me. I'll try to do better.
Well, that's a good start, Mr. Reed. Assuming you're not being sarcastic again. Just remember, if it weren't for your powerful friends, you'd still be rotting in Oakmont jail. Don't waste my time, newcomer.
Don't do that again. Don't you have work to do?
Charity work. Ugh. We could be running a real racket.
Okay. I'd kill for a good fight.
Hello, Mr. Carpenter.
Mr. Reed, welcome. Things are busy right now, but I hope we may soon find the time to share a conversation and some wine.
That's been a luxury lately.
Wine or time. Regardless, I won't delay you further.
I appreciate you bailing me out of jail. I was in a difficult situation.
A trifle, Charles. Though I understand you're not off the hook yet. Milton Pierce says he saw you killing Vanderberg.
I didn't kill him.
I believe you. From what I know of your character, even if you and Johannes had a falling out...
I wouldn't have done that.
Exactly. Reed, I trust you, but the police don't. If you can't find the real culprit, there's little more I can do. That being said, the Carpenter family still has its connections in the police department. Just let my taskmaster know when you have an alibi.
I get the feeling you knew Vanderberg.
He was an old friend. A man of rare mental clarity. I met him in Europe during the Great War. He and you are among the few decent men in this city. I hope that I won't need to choose one friend over the other.
You served during the Great War?
Yes. One of the hapless grunts at Meuse-Argonne. I'm afraid I still find it hard to talk about.
I understand. What do you know about Milton Pierce?
He's quite a prominent voice in political circles, though he's not afraid to play ugly. I saw his interview with the Oakmont Chronicle recently.
Do you know where I can find him?
He's somewhere in Reed Heights, but sorry, beyond that I can't be of much help.
Thanks again, Mr. Carpenter. I should be off.
Before you leave, here's a little problem solver for you. Should you run into any further difficulties, take care, Mr. Reed. I'll set aside some wine for when it's all over. Something wrong.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
This guy sure had some blood on his hands. Literally. He must be taking his election campaign very seriously. Is he planning to become the Prince of Oakmont, or is this just some light reading? Emptier than a banker's heart. Someone got changed here in a hurry. They definitely kept some dirty clothes here. You can see the blood splatter. The shape is familiar. I've seen similar daggers before.
The blood was spurting out of him, Robert. Just spurting out. Oh, it's all over me. Ah, where's my dang tie? I should have been at City Hall by now. Voters won't meet and greet themselves. Get these out of my sight, Robert. Isn't that why we have a laundry room downstairs?
Time to figure this out. Milton Pierce came home covered in blood. He ordered his butler to take his clothes downstairs and went to meet voters at City Hall. They definitely kept some dirty clothes here. You can see the blood splatter. Emptier than a banker's heart. Is he planning to become the Prince of Oakmont, or is this just some light reading? They definitely kept some dirty clothes here. Someone got changed here in a hurry. Good day, Mr. Pierce. Bet you didn't expect to see me.
How are you here? You should be in jail.
I have good friends who bailed me out. I just want to talk.
Well, okay, if you wish.
You saw the real killer. Tell me who it was.
Want to know what I saw? I saw a bloody newcomer rush in, murder Johannes, and stroll out like it was no big deal.
You're certain it was a newcomer. How can you be so sure?
Trust me, Oakmoners know a newcomer when they see one. We locals can tell.
Why did you claim I did it?
Excuse me? Why wouldn't I? A friend of mine was killed. Why should I let that go?
You know I didn't do it.
Quite the opposite, Reed. I saw your face. Or are you going to claim it wasn't yours?
You seem like a rational man, Pierce. Can't we come to an arrangement?
Are you attempting to bribe a politician, Mr. Reed? What makes you think I'd accept such an offer?
I'm sorry. I must be thinking of a different Milton Pierce.
But let me tell you, my beloved mother is so old and so rich. I'll miss her dearly when she's gone.
Well, that's a non sequitur.
Mr. Reed, how do I put this? I find my campaign hamstrung by a distinct lack of resources.
So it's about the money after all.
I fear that all the budget pressures are affecting my cognition. If the situation were improved, perhaps I'd see things more clearly. For instance, I might suddenly realize I'd mistaken you for someone else. You could even remind me of whom.
Well, if that's what it'll take, I guess I have no choice.
Just make sure it looks natural and clean. You know the carpets there cost a fortune. Actually, take this. Comes well recommended from Professor Cavendish. Put it in a drink or something.
Your wish is my command. Anything else?
My dearest mother, Agatha, is currently at her manor. Here's the address. And Reed, don't come back here after. People shouldn't see me with you. So, how's my dear mother doing?
Stop bothering me, newcomer.
budge. Are you Glenn Byers?
Yes. Who are you?
Charles Reed, P.I. The guy taking the fall for your murder.
Okay. How did you find me?
Are you serious? I'm a private eye. Now don't make this any worse for yourself and answer my questions. You and I look rather similar, wouldn't you say? How is that possible?
I don't know. This is the face I was born with. I'm just as confused as you are.
Do you have any relatives in Boston?
Not that I know of. My family is from Providence, Rhode Island.
Just another of this town's oddities to add to the list. Why did you murder Johannes Vanderberg?
I had no choice. I am an honest man, sir. I have a family. My sweet Evelyn and Michael, our son. I didn't want to do it, but they had him hostage. I don't even know Johann or whatever he's called.
Tell me exactly how it all happened.
They broke into our house while I was out. I came home and found the broken door. There were signs of a struggle, but my family... Poor Evelyn. They were gone.
I'll need to inspect the place where it happened.
If you have to, it's next door. I locked it so no one can get in. So I don't have to look at it again.
You never thought to report their abduction. Why not get help from the police?
I wanted to call the coppers, I did, but they sent me drunk. I can't. It's still on the table. I've no guts to touch it.
Okay, let's say I believe you. You've done the deed, so where are your wife and son now?
I don't know. The gang leader promised they'd be released, but they haven't returned. Please, I realize I'm in no position to ask, but can we make a deal?
Depends on the offer.
I am guilty. I took a life, but you have shouldered the blame. I will turn myself into the police and make this right. When I hand over the weapon, they will have to believe me, but I can't do it until I know my family is safe.
Right. So I rescue your family to save my own skin.
In a nutshell, yes. So what's your answer?
All right, I'll do it. I don't like it, but I'll do it.
Thank you. You're a better man than I, Mr. Reed. I'm sorry that I put you in this position, but I will make it right. I promise.
Still has a wedding ring on. What kind of monster does that? There's a note in the envelope.
What am I to do now?
Old but clean and shiny. That's definitely been taken good care of. There used to be some writing here, but it's been washed off, at least partially. So, the home of a suffragette, huh? Who in hell would think to use a spade as a weapon? Oh, wait a minute. Joy is really cute here. I wish I could hear her sing. This door will be hard to fix. Crepe, silk, and lace. Must have been a pretty dress before it was torn. Seems like everywhere I go lately, I find blood. Some of the boards look fresh. No dust.
catch up to us when you're done. And don't waste any time rescuing Martin. He's expendable.
Don't you dare touch my mom!
Open this door or I'll kick it down!
I think I'm starting to get the picture. A gang broke in and kidnapped a mother and son. The latter fought back, knocking an attacker through the floor. And the rest of the assailants left with the hostages. Some of the boards look fresh. No dust. How do I get into the room beneath us?
Why? The kitchen? It's locked.
Just give me the key.
Fine, fine. Take it.
I'll get going. Someone must have had a hard fall here. Glad I'm not him.
Help me! Somebody! Anybody! Help!
That's a rare spirit. They're lucky to have a bottle from before Prohibition. Let's see what he's got in here. Now that sends shivers down the spine.
それでは前編はこの辺りで区切ります。ばあさん殺してこいって言われてたんですけどね、それはさすがにできないんで、目撃者から話を聞くという形で進めていきたいと思いますが、なかなかどうでしょう。ではでは。